This is great. Larry David screamed at Alan Dershowitz at a grocery store because he's mad that he's friends with Donald Trump or that he's in the Trump team.
Mm-hmm.
I saw you with your arm around Mike Pompeo. It's disgusting. Dershowitz goes, he's my former student in Harvard Law. I greet all of my former students that way. I can't greet my former students. David, it's disgusting. Your whole enclave, it's disgusting. You're disgusting. Then Larry walks away. Alan takes off his T-shirt to reveal another T-shirt that says, it's the Constitution, stupid. And then Dershowitz drove off in an old dirty Volvo. I love, by the way, that it wasn't that he's been accused multiple times of rape by underage people. It's that he's like a Republican. That's really, if you want to talk about Hollywood, that's the perfect encapsulation of Hollywood. You know? Mm-hmm. It would be like if Jeffrey Epstein was found out that he was alive and Larry David bumped into him in Martha's Vineyard, he'd be like, I can't believe you were such good friends with Trump. I never knew that. By the way, Dershowitz has been accused by this Virginia Giuffre.
Mm-hmm. Or Guffrey, I don't
Guffrey,
know.
Virginia Guffrey of molesting her, right?
For
multiple
years.
times?
Yeah, 7 times.
7 times?
Between the ages of 16 and 19.
Well, that's too much. Using some of the same language that he had employed to describe Epstein's victims a decade earlier, this is what Dershowitz called this woman. And this is how you know she's telling the truth. He called her a serial liar, a prostitute, and a bad mother. I mean, that sounds a bit personal for someone you didn't rape, Dersh. Can you believe that? Like, if somebody accused you of rape, wouldn't your first question be like, what? Who? How? Huh? But he's like, she's a liar, prostitute, and a bad mother. It's like, well, it sounds like you're protesting a little bit too much. In fact, I think that you know this woman quite well, and you may have done the wrong thing to her. Then he said, who could not be believed, quote, against somebody with an unscathed reputation like me. Does he have an unscathed reputation? I don't know about that. He insisted that Guffrey had, quote, made the whole thing up out of whole cloth in search of, quote, a big payday. When a TV reporter in Miami questioned his characterization of Guffrey, a sex abuse victim, as, quote, a prostitute, Dershowitz replied, she made her own decisions in life. He's basically admitting he fucked her, but he's saying she's a prostitute. Right. Who cares? She made her own decisions, even though she was underage. Yeah. So it's just very interesting. Larry David kind of like bumped into him in Martha's Vineyard and was like, hey, I cannot believe that you're a Republican. Forget the friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. Forget the multiple accusations of child rape. When two people, when a Hollywood person, and I love Larry's brilliant comedian, but it's just funny. It's like, you know, you are in a little bit of a bubble, unless there's more to this, which we didn't hear, where and maybe that's part of why he's grossed out by Dersh. But like, you know, you're in a little bit of a bubble when you bump into an accused child rapist on Martha's Vineyard, and your biggest problem with them is that they're friends with the Trump team. That seems odd. Larry's a knee-jerk radical, Dershowitz told Page 6. He takes his politics from Hollywood. He doesn't read a lot. He doesn't think a lot. It's typical of what happens now on the Vineyard, says Dersh. People who won't talk to each other if they don't agree on their politics. Well, what about the child rape? I love this. He goes, it's the price of principle. This guy is he's been involved in some very nefarious dealings, and he's probably done some horrible things. And what's funny now is that he relishes this. Every time somebody yells at him about being in the Trump circle, it helps him, because what they're not yelling at him about is the credible accusations of child rape that he's also had a large part of. So like every interview he does, he's like, they get mad at me because I believe in the Constitution. It's like, that's not, Alan. You know that's not it. I just watched, by the way, The People vs. O.J. Simpson again, because it's on Netflix. It's great, and he's in that. Not him, but an actor. This is funny. That was a great, go back to that photo. It's the noted lawyer's long controversial career, and it's Jeffrey Epstein, O.J. Simpson.
Mike Tyson.
Is that Limbaugh?
I believe so. Yeah.
Might be Limbaugh. It's Trump. I don't know.
This is a good article.
Alan Dershowitz, the article is devil's advocate. I mean, he's an amazing lawyer, right? I mean, we can't take that away from him.
Yeah, sure.
He's a great lawyer. He'll be representing the Taliban soon. The Taliban will have Alan Dershowitz, and he'll go, people are mad because I represented the Taliban. That's why they're angry. He's going to keep doing controversial things to take the heat off the whole Epstein thing. If he was smart right now, he'd be in Afghanistan defending the Taliban so that people, forget that he's been accused